Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to make a quick update. I just got the last card for my next MasterCard, which is Zombie Strategist right there. So there we go. The last one I needed was Escalation, which was leveling up special weapon 100 times. Now, there was a strategy I used. At first, I'll get through what I recommend to do for all these in a second, but for this one, you definitely should do it last, because it's kind of ridiculous, but, anyway, yeah, Zombie Strategist, that's what it looks like, the calling card. You can see it at any time, of course, but, finally have a third master to put in there, so now the whole showcase has masters, or animated cards. So that's nice, very nice. It's not the card I wanted. The card I was actually going for was, this one, but Percolator is... I had to pick the lesser of two evils. Either get my special weapon up 100 times, or get 4 perk slots 100 times in one, like, buy all 4 perks. And of course the cheapest method of doing that is secret sauce in every slot. But it's ridiculous. You can only do it once per game. You can buy all 4 perk vapors, like it says in 50 matches. You can't just like switch it out with you can't go down and sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm very tired right now. You can't just go down and then get your perks back and add another point to the card. Literally, you have to buy all 4 and then leave the match. So you gotta understand, I have every one of these cards, and this is how far I've gotten on Percolator 2. It's kind of ridiculous. It needs to be Tier 3. Tier 3 needs to be 50. The fact that it's 100 is just insane. I have survived 1,000 rounds, but I have only gotten 44 times of the perk slots. It's insane. If it was 50, this would make way more sense, because all of these added up over time. Getting this passively would have made sense, but I decided to pick this one over it, because this one was much easier. So anyway, we'll get into it. Activate Pack-a-Punch 25 times. The funny thing about this one is you literally just have to turn on the power for the most part. I think in Mob of the Dead, if you turn on the first power switch, you actually already get this. So you can grind that really fast. And look how many times it is, 25. That's a reasonable amount of times. Glad they did that. Something that's a little less reasonable, but pack 100 weapons, and then double pack 100 weapons. This one's pretty simple. There's strategies on YouTube at the moment in Blood of the Dead where you put Deadshot as one of your perks, and you get some bots to get maximum experience, and you go up to the staircase in the warden's house, and you sit there and then just, get tons of headshots with Deadshot. And eventually what you can do is you can get to the point where you have like 200,000 to 300,000 points if you wait that long, if you're patient enough. And by that time, you can just go into the game and just take a round. Your bots will protect you the whole time. You probably will never die, even though they're going to end the round automatically and everything. You can just go on mid-round and just start buying every weapon possible and pack-a-punch it, then double pack it. That's what I did. And I got it really fast. I was able to get, I think the max amount of guns is, really quickly going to like count. It's like 7 there. 8 there, 4 there, 4 there, 4 there, and like 10 there, I think? I was about to say 20. So adding all that up, I'm not good at math, but you get the point. There's like, I think there's about 30 or so weapons, and 30 weapons, 30 times 7,500. Sorry, once again, tired. And then that's how much points you would need to pack a bunch of every gun in the game, because you can't just you can't like switch. Let's say you buy the Escort. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have used that weapon as an example. If you buy let's just say the MX, which is, I'm just gonna call it the MX. If you buy the MX and then you buy, say, the SX, I'm picking very weird weapons. I'm sorry, but you can't just pack a bunch one, then get rid of it with another one, and then pack a bunch that one, then get rid of it with another one. You can't keep doing that. You can only pack a bunch of every weapon in one game, and then you would have to end that game. But unfortunately, there's only about 30 plus weapons. So you would have to do that a few times, which is going to take a long time. These are not quick. However, I just recommend getting them passively through your games. This is what I did. Eventually, I got up to about 50 on each of these, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and grind for them now, because I was already done with the rest of these. So yeah, the best offense, the best map for this is IX probably, because the shield is OP in IX. So you just build the shield. Very easy to build the shield in IX, and then you just train a bunch of zombies, kill them with the shield as much as possible, and then when it breaks, go buy another one and just repeat the process. It's very easy. Build 25 shields. This one just do passively. You do not have to grind for this one at all. By the end of this card, if you're grinding for it, you will be done with this for sure. I was done with this. Was literally like my 5th card that I got in this pack. This is very easy. Before back in Black Ops 3, you couldn't do this passively. You actually had to go out of your way and grind for this, and it was so annoying. But in this game, they made it to where there's so many challenges that most of the stuff that you would normally have to grind for, you can do passively, but others you can't, of course, as I've said. Then, of course, we get to the main thing that makes this calling card so hard to get, which is get 2,000 kills with all the specialist weapons. However, it's not all 8. It's only just one or the other. And, of course, I'll tell you right now, Overkill is probably best on Blood of the Dead, doing the strategy I just mentioned. I will link stuff in the description and stuff on the strategy I use for this. I would use the Overkill instead of the hammer, because you can use it in Blood of the Dead. The grenade launcher is so good. This one, I would use the Chakram, because the Hellfire is not very good, but in this case, I actually would recommend the Hellfire, because once again, the Blood of the Dead strategy is much better for it than the Chakram. Although, you could just go into Voyage of Despair with the Chakram, and just every time, you just train zombies on one of the parts of the ship, and every time your thing comes up, just use it as much as possible. That will get you a lot of kills very fast, so either one on that one, is all I can say. With this one, the Viper and Dragon's way quicker on like IX, or I would recommend Voyage of Despair once again. Path of Sorrows is good, but it's nowhere near as good as the Viper and Dragon. You can get so much kills so fast, because that gun, I guess it's called the Viper, maybe, or the I don't know. I think it's called the Dragon, actually. The gun itself is super powerful, and I recommend using that rather than the Path of Sorrows. And then, of course, use the Ragnarok. The Scepter is good for melee hits, and you can train a huge amount of zombies. I would recommend IX for this one. Actually, it doesn't really matter. But you could train a mass horde and then just stab them, and it gets a lot of kills, but the Ragnarok is so much better. The Scepter's not even worth it, in my opinion. We'll get to that one in a second, actually. I want to go to this one. Kill 5,000 zombies with fully leveled specialists. Trust me, this is really easy. You're basically combining the powers of all 4 of these to get this one passively. By the time you're done with all 4 of these, you will be done with this one for absolute sure. If you're going for these specifically, right at the beginning of the match, right when you get your specialist, use it. Use the elixirs that are provided for you. Use the time slip in the tonic slot, or the modifier slot, I'll say. That's recommended to just maximum overdrive with these calling cards. They don't actually take as long as it would seem. Actually, you could probably get one of these in just two Blood of the Dead games. With, once again, the strategy I will link in the description. I'm not gonna make a video on it myself, probably, because it's not my strategy and I don't want to take credit for it, but we'll see. Anyway, so maximum effort, you'll get it passively. Now we'll move on to this one. This one is glitched, I would say. I don't know what happened, but basically just go into IX, not Voyage, because there's no traps in Voyage, but IX, go into IX, and make sure you have the elixir anti-entrapment. And what you do is you turn on a trap and lure 2 bots. I recommend 2 bots, not 3, because 3... Well, you could do 3. I mean, I tried 3, and they just kept reviving each other well before they got taken by the trap, and it was super... I couldn't revive them, so I recommend 2 at most. But 3 is... I don't know, I didn't test 3, but let me just say, 2 took me 20 minutes. because this thing is really glitched. All you have to do is just zap them with the scepter while they're down, and it literally counts for like 5 revives like every second. Well, that's a little bit much. It counts like a revive a second. So the more you revive the player, the more revives you're going to get. It doesn't actually matter if you revive the player itself. It just matters if you're reviving him. And you can make him die in the trap several times with anti-entrapment. You just keep walking back and forth and lure the bots, because bots have a problem with traps. If you ever are playing with bots, like in the Blood of the Dead, never use a trap, because they will always die. And actually, funnily enough, that's the only way they can die. I don't think bots can die by zombies. I don't think that's possible. You can't corner them, you can't stop them, because they have insta-kill weapons, so you can't kill them that way. But they will die by traps instantly, every time. You can lure them super easily, and that's why you should use it to your advantage with this one, in which you use the scepter to revive them once you lure them into the trap. I would recommend one of the spike traps instead of having to build the acid one. However, the acid one is pretty effective, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, you just lure them in, and you just keep doing that over and over in the match. And when you get level 3 on the scepter, you can actually just place it down in the trap and just stand in the trap, and it'll just constantly revive them, and you're doing none of the work. You're just standing there. It's awesome. And you'll literally get 100 revives without... I literally got this calling card, and I'm not trying to exploit any glitches. I was just doing my regular progress, and it gave it to me instantly. So I had no way of actually controlling the glitch at all. But if it's not glitched, then it's really weird. But I ended the game with 2 revives. And the bot, that was the second bot, in which both bots were reviving each other as well. And they had like 20 revives each and like 40 downs each. And it just matters how many downs they get, I think, is what's happening. Sorry, I'm rambling about this, but I think what's happening is every down they get counts as a revive whenever they get revived. So I know that sounds strange, but it doesn't matter who's reviving the player as long as they have like 100 downs collectively. All 3 of them or both of them by the end of the game. I don't know how it works, but all you gotta do is just zap them, and you'll literally get like 1 revive a second. It's stupid. It's stupid fast. This one's not hard at all. Don't worry about it. I was worrying about this one a lot, but I got it in 20 minutes. So, and then finally this one. You will be able to get this one passively with all the rest of the stacking, by stacking all the rest of these. However, you will only end up about... I ended up with 60 level up special weapons, because you can only do it twice per match. Not 3 times. I know there's 3 levels, but you start out with level 1, so you can only do it twice per match. And so, by the end of all these calling cards, I decided to grind for this last one, because it was the best choice to make, honestly. And I had to play 30 individual games where I leveled up to level 2 and then ended the game, which I will show the strategy later. I'll probably upload it as an individual clip, just for Escalation. I don't know if anybody's having problems with this one anyway, so that clip might be irrelevant. No one's probably going to watch it, but I'll put it out anyway, just in case. I would combine the video, but I want to upload this one quickly, so it's because someone's waiting. So anyway, to sum it up, you just go on Blood of the Dead, and you manipulate the bots into you don't manipulate the bots. Well, you manipulate them into certain spots of the map, and then you take their kills. You just swipe their kills. Now, it's not going to work every time. Some games, they're going to go Super Saiyan and, like, take every kill. It's stupid. Sometimes they can literally just, like, kill every zombie in the round. It's really annoying. So, some games you're going to have a bad time, and some games you're not. But by the time you're done with the whole calling card, like, the whole list, you should have this one as the last part of your list. And with this one, you'll probably have a few left that you're going to have to grind for individually. So you just go on Blood of the Dead, take all the kills, and eventually you'll get your specialist weapon before or on round 3. Then you go on and turn the power on. And like I said, I'll upload an individual thing for this, so you don't have to hear the explanation. I'll put a link in the video as well. You just turn the power on, then you go into the catwalk, because I don't think anybody truly understands the true power of the catwalk on how much kills you get with it. It's kind of ridiculous, especially with 4 players. 4 players makes it insane. you get about 50 kills just in that catwalk alone if you steal all of them from the bots. So because of that, you can level up your special weapon to level 2 instantly. But you have to make sure right when you're going in, the first 2 zombies you see, that's when you pull out your special weapon. So you kill them automatically. Don't pull it out any faster. It's literally clutch, but you can consistently get it working every time. Except sometimes if you're super unlucky, you won't get it to work and you won't get level 2 and you have to wait again. I wouldn't wait though. I just end the game because it's not worth it at that point. But yeah, you kill the first 2 zombies by pulling out the weapon. Then you just keep slashing, and eventually you get a consistent flow. And in the clip I'll show you, there's 3 dogs that eventually spawn. And because of the flow of the sword, I basically hit them perfectly, all 3 of them in a row. So it's really nice, and you'll get the hang of it. And then eventually you'll know you've done it once you've killed the very last dog that spawns. And because of that, because it's a dog and a group of zombies, and if you've killed the dog, you've killed the group of zombies, and that finishes your sword level. So then you just end the game and start over from there, and it takes about 3 minutes per game. So 3 minutes times 30, it took me an hour and a half to get this calling card after doing it passively for hours on end. But anyway, that's my rambling on how to do all these calling cards without visuals, unfortunately, once again, but it's whatever. And I'll show you my overall progress as well. Like I said, this one's 92, but I did the calculations. Sounds nerdy, I know, but I did the calculations on how to get this one. It's going to take me 8 hours of straight grinding. 8 hours. Because I figured out the best method of getting all 4 perk slots, which is in classified, and unfortunately most people don't have classified, but you can spawn in 40 crawlers, and with that you can basically get more than enough points to open the map and buy all 4 perks. All secret sauces, by the way. So, sorry about that. So, yeah. Anyway, this one's going to take me 8 hours, because it's 100 of them, not 50. Like I said, they should change this. This is kind of ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. Because, sorry, this is going on really long, but buy 100 weapons takes you quite a while. Buy 200 perks takes you quite a while. And I guess you could have done these at the same time. And I tried doing these at the same time, and this is how far I got with this while doing this. But 200 this you actually have to grind for eventually, and it takes a while. Buy 200 doors, that takes a long time. Revive 50 players, of course, you can do that any way you want. Survive 1,000 rounds, that's the craziest one out of all of these. How I have only half of this by this makes me think that this is kind of ridiculous. This is the base. This basically just proves it, I believe. Survive 200 rounds without being knocked down, that's super easy. 200 rounds without being damaged. Now this one takes forever too, because basically if you if you have the bayonet knife, or whatever you call it, the stiletto knife on the strife, if you have that, you can literally survive up to like 6 rounds on casual, 6 rounds without being damaged. You can get 6 rounds per game towards this calling card, but otherwise this one takes a while to do it passively. This one is easy. This one's also easy. I know it's 1 million, but by the time you survived 1,000 rounds, these will be done for sure. And then this one, every map has shortcuts, I think, except for IX. Yeah, which is funny, actually. Right? Yeah, IX is the only map that doesn't have shortcuts. Every other one, including Classified, has shortcuts. So that one's really easy, especially because how cheap they are, and if you use time slip, if you want to grind for this one, which you really don't need to, you just use time slip, and then you can just instantly travel, and it costs 500 points each on Voyage of Despair. Just do that and you'll get that card fast, and if you like the card, then that's how you do it really fast. And then this one, like I said, you go Unclassified, you knock on the door 4 times, get the Nova Crawler spawning, kill them, and then you'll have more than enough points to open the doors to get to all the perk machines, turn on the power, then go back to the perk machines, buy them, and end the game. And from my calculations, that the minimum amount of time that will take is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. The maximum just depends on how fast you are and how lucky you are, because sometimes you get a double points while you're killing the Nova Crawlers, and that will speed it up significantly to the point where you could probably get under 6 minutes and 30 seconds, but I couldn't get it under 6 minutes 30 seconds per game. That's why it's going to take 8 hours, but it would take way more than that if I didn't have 44 already. Anyway, I just want to show the progress I had. I've already finished Zombie Hunter and Strategist, which I've made videos on already. I'm almost done with Survivalist. Done Talismans, of course. These are basically even right now. I have to do all of my gun. I have to do tons more pistol kills, tons more SMG kills. I've not even started on snipers yet. Neither have I started on shotguns or tactical rifles, but I finished all the equipment. And then Prestigious, I just have to... Oh, wow. I'm close on that one. I didn't even notice. I would have to just upgrade my... Well, while I'm doing these, I'll get a gun, one of the guns, or a few of the guns with these attachments on them, because there's many to choose from. And then I'll just kill them. I won't, what do you call it? Prestige the weapon, and then, yeah, it's pretty easy to do all that, but that's going to take a long time. So, yeah, and then I'm done with 100%er. I'm 85% done, which is surprising. I only have one Dark Ops card as well. Just pack a wallop, which is fun. I got that one because I pack a bunch, like, every weapon in one game. So, that's why, just to get those other calling cards I was talking about. Anyway, this is the ones I'm closest to. You can kind of see that all the calling cards I have left, I'm not even close to done, which is kind of funny. So, anyway, sorry, this video is really long. I just wanted to make a 2-in-1 new master card and progress so far. So, my next goal is to see who's at my door. No, just kidding. The next goal is to get this one. And I'm not looking forward to doing this one at all. It's going to be so annoying. Anyway, that's it. I'm level 47, 3rd prestige, and the reason I'm still that low is because calling cards, if you focus on them, you don't level up very fast. However, with some calling cards, I would say you do level up fast with if you're doing calling cards, but if you're focusing on them 100%, like especially the elixir ones, yeah, you're not going to get very far very fast. But eventually you'll have all the calling cards, and then you can just prestige. You'll have so much knowledge of the game. Like, you get so much knowledge from calling cards, it's crazy. I know a ridiculous amount about this game now. And I've learned so much about it just by doing all these calling cards, which Treyarch did a really good job of setting up that system to where you can learn from it. But that's basically why I'm doing it. But eventually I'll be done with the calling cards, and I will get to Master Prestige probably ridiculously quick. So, getting to level 47 literally took 3 games. So, Blood of the Dead, the strategy I keep mentioning. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to be done now because I'm sure this video is ridiculously long and nobody's going to watch this far, but whatever. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.